Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Train Station. As always, I am your host, A Train, and I said that we would be doing a live bracket, so we're gonna get into it. But first, to start off on a bit of a sad note, I don't want to, but hey, yo! WWE two-time Hall of Famer Scott Hall slash Razor Ramon passed away last night. So there's that. Yeah, I could do a whole episode on that by itself. But that's all I'm gonna say. Too sweet one time for the camera, and let's get straight into it. Let me move myself real quick. Put myself up here. Alright, so we start off with Gonzaga and Georgia State. I'm going to move the 1 seed on over there. Boise State and Memphis. Now, I haven't watched a lot of college basketball this year, as I've stated in previous videos. So I'm kind of doing this as somebody who doesn't really watch too much. I do know a little bit, so that'll probably help me when it comes down to it, but I really haven't watched as much basketball as I would have liked. So, I'm just kind of going to go off of the dome here. So yeah, I'm going to go with Gonzaga over Georgia State to begin with. And then I'm going to go ahead and pick Memphis. So we have Memphis and Gonzaga. I think Gonzaga will work their way into another Sweet 16. There's not really much to say. Potential number 1 overall pick Chet Holmgren. Or, Chet, whatever his name is. The Chet dude, he's like 7'2" or whatever. I think he's going to be too much for Memphis. They'll move on. I got UConn over New Mexico State and Arkansas over Vermont. The 4-13s and the 5-12s are always tricky. Those are where most of the upsets tend to happen. But I think both of those teams would just be too strong this year. Vermont is always an upset team to watch out for. So we're going to go there. And yeah, I'm going to have Arkansas advanced to play Gonzaga in the Sweet 16. Now, before we move any further, I guess they're not on here. I was going to say we're going to do the first 4, but they're not on here. So I'm going to just go through the predictions as we're doing it. Alabama, a little bit high as a 6 seed. I've noticed that they've been very generous with some of the seedings. So yeah, Alabama being a little bit too high. So Rutgers and Notre Dame is a play-in. I think Rutgers should have got in. I think Michigan should have been a team that should have been in the play-in game. I like Rutgers here. I like Rutgers to win their play-in game and then go on to beat Alabama. So put Rutgers in round number 2. Texas Tech and Montana State. Another 3-14. That's always another one to watch out for. But I like Texas Tech in this one. So we got Texas Tech and Rutgers. I like Texas Tech to move on. Michigan State versus Davidson. Foster Lawyer revenge game. Michigan State fans are going to hate me for this one, but I got Davidson moving on. Duke versus CSU Fullerton. Duke. Now, I think they set the bracket up this way because they want to see Michigan State versus Duke. But Michigan State has struggled this year. The few games that I watched, they didn't look good. So I think Davidson will get the win, get the upset. And yeah, and I think Duke will move on to play Texas Tech. Give me Baylor. 16 seeds only won once. It's not going to happen again. North Carolina and Marquette is a very interesting matchup. I think it'll be very good, but North Carolina will be too strong. Baylor, also the defending national champions. St. Mary's versus Wyoming or IU. I like St. Mary's here. UCLA and Akron. As a guy who went to school in the MAC, I would love nothing more than to pick the MAC, but I don't think it's going to happen here. UCLA will move on. Texas and Virginia Tech. Give me Virginia Tech. Absolutely no bias there whatsoever. Horns down. Go Hokies. Can Texas win? Yes, but I'm never going to actually pick them to win. So maybe they go on a run, maybe they don't. Purdue and Yale. This is always tough for me with Purdue because every year you pick Purdue to go far, they don't. Every year you expect Purdue to struggle, they go far. It's one of those, and it's very interesting because if we look at the matchup here, Yale is 19-11, Purdue is 27-7. It's a very interesting matchup. But I like Purdue here. Just barely. Not really sure who San Francisco has even played or what conference they're in. And I see that Murray State, a 7 seed, is at 30-2. Give me Murray State. Give me Kentucky. Give me Arizona. TCU, Seton Hall. Seton Hall is always one of those teams that can go on a tourney run. TCU, 8-9s are always hard, like I said. 8-9s, 5-12s, all those are always hard to pick. But give me Seton Hall. UAB in Houston. This is tough because I know when upset is going to happen. And if I don't pick one, then, a bunch will happen. But I like Houston here. I think they're too strong. Illinois, too strong for me. Michigan doesn't deserve to even be in the tournament. I don't know why they're in here. So I'm going to go ahead and get Colorado State. Tennessee, Loyola, Chicago, Ohio State. I've seen Ohio State play. They're going to struggle. I got Loyola, Chicago. They always tend to go on a run as of late. Villanova, Kansas, Creighton. Richmond, Iowa is a good one because Iowa, they won the Big Ten, but you don't really know which Iowa team's going to show up. They're a lot like Purdue, where you don't really know where they're going to show up. So I'm going to go Iowa here. Give me South Dakota State over Providence. Providence is a 4 seed. It's just way too high. Very interesting that they went that high. So give me Iowa over Richmond, and then give me South Dakota State over Providence. LSU, Iowa State. Iowa State's always a tournament team you can count on. Give me Iowa State. Give me Colgate over Wisconsin. Wisconsin is a 3 at 24-7, but the way Wisconsin plays, they play so soft and they play so slow that I think that is a matchup nightmare for teams. But I think Colgate, if they can play tempo on Wisconsin, they will win. Wisconsin plays the same way in every sport: slow, methodical, and boring. So give me Colgate there. USC and Miami. If it's anything like their football team, both these teams will end up choking it away. Give me Miami. Give me Auburn. We're going to scroll back up here. We'll finish it. We'll finish out the round of 32. So going back to the round of 32, Baylor, North Carolina. Couple of blue bloods, but I think the defending national champions move on. UCLA, St. Mary's. Go ahead and give me St. Mary's to move on. UCLA had an incredible tournament run last year, but I don't think they'll have that same magical run as they did in the last tournament. I just don't see it happening. So give me St. Mary's over Baylor. Purdue and Virginia Tech. Again, which Purdue team is going to show up? You really aren't sure which Purdue team is going to show up. But I think they'll escape, and then I have Kentucky over Murray State. Even though Murray State at 30-2, you don't really want to count them out. Actually, because Murray State is 30-2 and they're a 7 seed, I'm going to go ahead and pick them. Again, that record, I know that they're a mid-major, but there's always one mid-major that does well. So this year, I'm going to roll with Murray State over the upset over Kentucky. So our Sweet 16 is set here. Gonzaga, Arkansas, Texas Tech and Duke. So 1, 4, 2, 3. And then down here we got the defending national champions Baylor, St. Mary's, and then we got Purdue and Murray State. Going to be very, very good down there. Let's continue to roll into the Sweet 16. Arizona Seton Hall, I think Arizona gets it done. Illinois, I think, finally gets over the hump, and they'll make the Sweet 16. Illinois versus Arizona. I think Tennessee, Colorado State, Tennessee gets it done, and Villanova, always a good tournament team. I really have liked what I've seen from very little that I've watched from this Tennessee team. So that's going to be a great matchup. Kansas and Creighton. I think it's going to be Kansas. Unfortunately, I think Iowa's road ends here. I got South Dakota State going to the Sweet 16. Providence could be a team that makes it. I just think that 4 seed's way too high for them. South Dakota State pulls the upset twice to meet Kansas in the Sweet 16. Iowa State and Colgate. Colgate pulls the upset over Wisconsin, but their run ends there. Iowa State will beat LSU. I don't have any problems thinking that'll happen. Miami, Auburn. Auburn to move on. So my Sweet 16 is now set. Auburn, Iowa State, South Dakota State, Kansas, Tennessee, Villanova, Arizona, Illinois, Murray State, Purdue, St. Mary's and Baylor, Texas Tech and Duke, Gonzaga and Arkansas. Gonzaga moves on. Gonzaga is always a tournament team, always somebody you can count on. Never count out Arizona. Or never count out Gonzaga. So they'll beat Arkansas to move on. Duke will beat Texas Tech. Coach K's final year, I think they're going to make a run for him because it's his final year. So give me Gonzaga and Duke in the Elite Eight. The other matchup, I got Baylor over St. Mary's. And then I'm going to continue to roll with them. Murray State moves to the Elite Eight over Purdue. Purdue's run comes to an end. Arizona, Illinois. Again, does Illinois finally get over the hump? I don't think so. Arizona. And then Tennessee over Villanova. Villanova is always a really, really good tournament team. But this Tennessee team, the SEC is very, very good in basketball this year, which is not normally something we say. So Tennessee pulls a narrow victory over Villanova. Kansas and South Dakota State, what a run for the Jackrabbits, but Kansas too strong, going to overpower them in the end. Kansas. And then, as much as I like Iowa State, I got to pick Auburn. Like I said, the SEC has been just too strong this year for everybody. So the Elite Eight is set. So we got Gonzaga, Duke, we got Baylor and Murray State, Arizona, Tennessee, and Kansas, Auburn. That is a lot of 1 and 2s. It's just the way it's played out this year, I guess. Duke, like I said, I think Coach K being in his last year, it's going to be something special for them. They're going to try their hardest to get Duke to be as far as they can because it's Coach K's last year. Duke beats Gonzaga to make the Final Four. Baylor, Murray State. Murray State's incredible run comes to an end. Give me Baylor. Arizona, Tennessee. Tennessee wins. And then Kansas and Auburn. I got Auburn pulling the win over there as I figure out why it's not giving me the option to get to... Okay, here we go. So there we go. So then my Final Four should be here somewhere. What is going on? Technical difficulty. Sorry about that. Okay, yeah, so my Final Four is right here. We got Duke and Baylor, Tennessee and Auburn. The defending national champs come to an end. Duke moves on to the national championship where they will play Tennessee. An SEC rematch here between Tennessee and Auburn. 2 blue bloods. We got Tennessee and Duke. I just feel like this is Duke's year. What a way to send Coach K out with a national championship. Give me Duke to win it all by a final score of 68-57. And there you have it, folks. There's my bracket. all 63 picks made. If you want to fill out a bracket, let me know what your national champion is. That is mine. Probably going to get a lot of hate for this because of the way I went on some of these picks. But like I said, I haven't really watched a lot of basketball this year, so I don't really know who's good and who's not. This was kind of just me going with my gut this year as opposed to analyzing every game that I normally do and spend, 5 hours on a bracket. I'm feeling pretty confident. So once again, let's look over it. Here's the West: Gonzaga, Memphis, UConn, Arkansas, Rutgers wins their play-in game and beats Alabama to play Texas Tech. Texas Tech, like I said, the Foster Lawyer revenge game there for Davidson, Duke. I know State fans, you're going to hate me. It's okay. You guys hate me all the time. It's fine. And then Duke, Davidson, Duke wins. And then Texas Tech ends Rutgers' streak. Texas Tech goes on 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom, just like that. 16 seeds, like I said, it's been nice that we've had one happen in my lifetime, but it's not going to happen again. So just give me all the 1 seeds. Look here. Never picking Texas. I don't care if Texas was the 1. I would pick the 16 here. Horns down always. VT with the win. Purdue. And like I said, Murray State's 30-2. I'm rolling with it. And then over here, Auburn, Miami. Auburn, I think, will go on a run. It's a really good team. Bruce Pearl cheats his way to winning, but he's a good coach nonetheless. Auburn will make some noise. I got the Jackrabbits making some noise this year. Them and Murray State are kind of my underdogs this year. Like I said, Colgate over Wisconsin is very well possible. How about that? An 11-14 in the second round for a chance at the Sweet 16, something crazy. Kansas is always a good tournament team to count on. And then, yes, up here, we've seen it. Like I said, I would not be surprised. I picked Villanova to win here, but I would not be surprised if Loyola Chicago pulls it out. And the last few years, they have been an absolutely incredible tournament team, and I could see them making another run. But Villanova is also another one of those really good tournament teams. So it's kind of tough, and I think Villanova's talent alone will win. And then here, I don't really have any upsets on this side, but that's sometimes how the bracket works. And we've seen my Final Four: Duke, Baylor, Tennessee, Auburn. There we go. I am going to submit my picks for all of you. There you go. Congratulations. Your picks have been saved. Duke to cut down the nets in New Orleans. That is all, folks. Again, if you guys want to create a bracket and let me know how it goes, I would be interested to see what your Final Four is. I know some of my friends have watched a lot more college basketball this season than I have personally. So their picks will probably be a lot different than mine. They'll probably have a lot different upsets. There's no real formula to picking teams. I've tried it for years. I've done this since I was a kid to fill out brackets every year, and every year I'm completely wrong. So I'm hoping by not watching a lot this year, I'm more right than I am wrong. But who knows? That's just part of the fun in the bracket. It's just seeing how well you think you can do or how well you can do. But it's nearly impossible to get it perfect. Nobody's ever done it. People have been perfect through a day or 2 days. People have gotten most of the first round correct. And then their brackets go to crap because, upsets and all of that. But that's why March Madness is so great, and it's good for what it is. All the upsets, all the joy of it's one game. It's not like the NBA where there's 7 games. It's one game. Who is the better team on that day? And that is what makes it so great. But I don't think the college basketball world's going to let Coach K go without a ring. Another one, so Duke takes it. That's all, folks, and I will catch you guys on the next video. Thank you for hanging out with me today. And, I will catch you guys on the next video. I'm not sure what it is yet, so just stay tuned.